Okay, so grate 1.5 cups of beets. And now we have 1.5 cups of grated beets. So to be sure that you have the right amount of beets, pack it into a cup and a cup and a half measurement cups, and make sure you pack it really tightly. And now we're going to grate 2/3 cups of carrot. So we're gonna measure out 2/3 cups of grated carrot, and make sure to do the same thing you did with the beets where you pack it down really tightly. And then add everything to the bowl with the beets. Next, we're going to chop 1/2 cup onion. First, peel off the papery layer on the onion. I'm doing this with one hand right now because I'm filming, but it's much easier to do with two. Or you can even start by cutting off this end right here and then peel from there. I'm doing this with one hand right now because I'm filming, but it's much easier to do with two. Or you can even start by cutting off this end right here and then peel from there. So you want the onions to have a pretty uniform size. You're putting these directly into the burger mixture, and you don't want someone taking a huge bite and getting just a big chunk of onion because of the high acidity, and they're not going to cook for a super long time on the panini press. So be sure that the size is roughly about that. Tiny little pieces, maybe roughly a square centimeter. Like we did for the beets and the carrots, we're gonna fill up a 1/2 cup this time, and really make sure that you pack down the onion so that we get the right measurement. Add it to the bowl, all the rest of the ingredients. So now we're adding 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. So, first we're gonna just pop the garlic clove to make it easier to peel. And then, I don't know if you see the shape of the knife I'm using, but this is definitely the easiest kind of knife, just a chef's knife, for chopping and dicing things, because you can kind of get this motion. So all right, and then we're going to measure out 1 teaspoon of this diced garlic. And now we're going to combine our tablespoon of chia seeds with 3 tablespoons of water. This chia seed soaked in water creates kind of like a gel consistency, and this is going to work to hold the burger together. So this isn't really for flavor, but it's more to maintain the texture of the burger so it doesn't all fall apart. And it's really important that we stir it pretty thoroughly because the chia seeds will actually stick together before absorbing all the water, and that's kind of going to make them a little less useful for us. So stir it pretty thoroughly, and a gel starts to form. We're going to just leave this to the side for a few minutes and just kind of let the water be absorbed by the seeds. So now it's time to add our lentils. And we're going to be adding 1 cup. So we use canned lentils to make things a little bit easier. So this is my sink and my drainer. And I'm just going to pour all the lentils in. So now I have the cup of lentils I've measured out. I'm going to pour them into the bowl with the rest of the vegetables. And that chia egg that we made a few moments ago, I'm also going to add to the bowl with the rest of the vegetables. And now I'm going to mix everything up. You know, it's easiest to just use your hands for this. Alright, and now we've got everything pretty evenly distributed. And then I've got another bowl where I've measured out a cup of flour, and then I've got a teaspoon allspice and a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to mix all of these together. Alright, nice and uniform in color. So we're going to add this flour mixture to the beets, lentils, and onions in the bigger bowl. And we're going to add it little by little. So about maybe a third of this. Texture of what it's going to look like. Okay, so since I'm in my house and not Radish, I'm just going to kind of show the process of how we form these into balls and store them, so you can get the idea. But in Radish, we're actually going to have like a big plastic containers and sandwich paper. So if we look down here, I have the burger mixture. I'm using parchment paper, and I've got this container. So what we do is take, you know, about this much and form into a ball, and then from there you can kind of smash it into a patty shape. So it's about this thick, this wide, and then I'm going to place it in here. You can even actually, if it ends up getting a little sticky, you can put a piece of paper down first, and then the burger. And then we're going to put another piece of paper down on top of the burger. It's kind of going to separate them, keep them from sticking together. Roll another ball. Go, and then we're going to keep going like that with paper, burger, until there's no more mixture left. And then we seal it with the lid and put it in the fridge in order to be used throughout the day. So here I've got all my beet burgers separated by sandwich paper. And the last step to this, and a very, very important step that cannot be overlooked, is to take a piece of tape and write the date and stick it on top of this so we don't end up serving customers old burgers. So be sure you do that before putting it into the fridge.